right, here we go. Saturday matinee edition of Knicks Postgame Live presented by Prizepicks. 4 more games to go. 5 more games to go. And the Knicks were officially eliminated from playoff contention. Would take on the Cleveland Cavaliers at MSG and a severely undermanned Knicks team. No Julius, no Quentin Grimes, no Miles McBride. The walking wounded Knicks limped into this matinee affair and limped up out of there a loser, man. 119-101 just wasn't our night tonight. Offensively, defensively, just wasn't there for us. You know, and on the flip side, Garland, LeVert, Love, you name it. Cavs were the hungrier team tonight. So as we wrap this season up, this one was one that you could forget about, man. Knicks lose 119-101. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. CP on the solo dolo Saturday matinee affair, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. How's everybody feeling? First of all, give yourselves a thumbs up and shout out to you for even sticking around with 5 games left to talk post game. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that from the KnicksFanTV squad. So definitely hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Now on to the game. What can we say about this game? Well, when it was announced that we were eliminated, mathematically eliminated, you know, way back, I think maybe even from the trade deadline show or around that time, you know, I said, look, most likely he's going to stick with the vets, but I would expect that once this team is mathematically eliminated, we would switch things up, go with the youth. What left is there to see? Alec Burks is my guy, you guys know. He's my guy. But I've also been advocating for Quickly to start at the point since they benched Kemba months ago. I said, skip Rose, skip Burks, go to Quick. Give him a look. Give him a look. Starting lineups get announced today, and it's Burks back at the 1. You can't make it up. And they ask Tibbs, why? And Tibbs says, I got to go with what's best for the group, not just what's best for Quickly. And what's best for the group is Alec Burks starting at the 1. That is our best lineup. Coach, what are we talking about here? How do you sit there as a coach, standing on the sidelines, watching Emmanuel Quickly, fourth quarter after fourth quarter after fourth quarter, what he does for this team on both ends of the floor? As a playmaker, as a defender, as a scorer, and still say this is what's best for the team. It's 5 games left. What more is there to see? I like Burks. That's my guy. What more is there to see? Why not give ourselves a head start going into the offseason by seeing some more chemistry with IQ, RJ, Obi in some lineups, Mitch in some lineups? Why not? Why not? I'm sitting here perplexed. Give the fans something to stay with this team for the rest of the season for the All82 Tibbs. If you guys are watching out there, give the fans something to watch. Something to look forward to going into the offseason. Something to think about. It ain't Burks. It ain't Burks at the 1. You know? My guy Burks was in a frenzy today because Garland had him on his heels all day, frying him in the pan. My man fouled out of the game. How many times you see Alec Burks foul out of the game? Because Garland was torching everybody. You know, give him credit. The kid has been an all-star this year, and he played just like that today. Killing the Knicks, whether it was, you know, man defense, switching defense, on the bigs, on the smalls, didn't matter what it was. Garland was having a field day out there. But nevertheless, I want to see Quick. I want to see Quick with RJ, Obi, Mitch in a lineup. Give me that energy that we need. We come out of the first half down by 8. And it's more the same in the third quarter. Let me see quick. And nevertheless, what does Quick do? He finishes with 17 points, 7 boards. Quick's been doing very well on the boards. 7 dimes, 2 steals. What do we have to lose? Give the people something to watch. Give the people a reason to give MSG some ratings, to go get some merch, to go buy some tickets to the game. We want to see Obi and Quick running and gunning. We want to see RJ and Quick running and gunning. So, that was disappointing to see to start the game off. As somebody who, it's a beautiful Saturday here in New York. You could be doing anything. If you're sitting at home watching the Knicks game, you want a reason to watch. Let me see Quick shoot the fair one with Garland for the whole game. May not have made a difference. I don't think it would have made a difference because Garland was just that damn good today. The Cavs played like a team desperate. They're trying to get out of that play-in. I'm sure they don't want to see the Nets or anybody like that. They're fighting for their playoff lives. Even though they were undermanned, no Mobley, no Allen, they still have more than enough to make quick work out of the Knicks. And that starts with Garland, their all-star. You have your veterans in Karis LeVert, Kevin Love, marketing. They still had a squad out there. They had a core out there. They still had a squad out there and certainly looked the part. RJ, not a good one. Not a good one. RJ looked like he was ready for the offseason. 4 of 18 from the field. 12 points, missing bunnies. 1 of 3 from downtown. Just wasn't a good one for RJ today. Getting cooked on the defensive end. Backdoor Barrett. Might have to give him that nickname too. We call him Broadway. But the backdoor, man, he's liable to give those up at least one a game. The tape is out on him. And he's been doing that since last year. So he's got to tighten up. The defense wasn't good today. I thought Mitch got worked by his clone, Moses Brown. I've been impressed with Moses Brown since last year when he was on OKC and we played him. He is a Mitch type of guy, a rim runner, shot blocker, energy guy. And he played well, outplayed Mitch. 16 and 13 for Moses Brown. Prizepicks had set Mitch's number, his points, rebounds, and assists number at 20.5. And at first I thought that was a bit too high. But then I was like, with no Allen, no Mobley, he may be able to get that. Didn't get it. 2 rebounds for Mitch today. Yesterday was his birthday. I don't know, maybe he was out chilling. Season's over. But Moses definitely put him to work. Brown certainly put him to work. So, it wasn't a good outing for the Knicks whatsoever. Fournier chipped in with his points, 19 points for Fournier, 6 of 10 from the field. Obi, best play on the court for the Knicks. Career high for Obi in the start for Julius Randle. 20 points, 4 boards, 4 dimes, 5 of 10 from the field. Gave us that energy. Got out in transition. What I love about Obi is that when he's getting out in transition, he's looking for the mismatch. A lot of times it's the guard who's going to be that first line of defense off of a make or a miss. All right, just have the positions are lined up on the court, and Obi, he goes and hunts that guard down, establishes his position in the post, and tries to get some easy buckets there. So you got to like that. He's looking good, especially in his starts. I think he's up to about 15 points per game on his starts. So he's looking good. Yeah, backdoor. Pause on that. Pause on that. Good catch, people in the chat. So again, severely undermanned. We had to go with the Arcidiacono hive today. He chipped in with 5 points. Obviously you're not looking for too much for him. Just disappointed didn't get to see McBride today. Grimes has been injured with the knee. As I've been saying, since he came back, he hadn't looked good. So I don't think you'll see him for the rest of the year. Be better off to just rest him. No need to risk it with Grimes. And then no Julius. And we'll talk about him in a second. Just going through some of the team stats here. And for the Knicks, man, got brutal. 40% from the field. Shot better from 43% from 3. Lost on the rebound battle, 43-35. Assists, 26-19. You know, Knicks offense just didn't have it going. Points in the paint they lost. You know, just lackluster effort overall. Down by as much as 23 points today. Down by as much as 23 points. So that's one for the loss, but I guess a good one for the tank. We'll check on the Tankathon stats and see where things are headed. See if we can gain some ground, right? I mean, 5 games left. Let's see if we can make a win out of it as it comes to the comes to the draft. So we'll see what's good there. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Corey Mitchell in the chat said it's only the real Knicks fans in the building tonight. Yeah, absolutely, man. These are the diehards. This is the time of the year where, you know, this is the equalizer. We check the chat. We keep score and see who's rocking with us at this point. Matinee game on a Saturday. What are you doing? Are you out and about? Are you watching the Knicks who are out of playoff contention? This is where we measure your fandom. Shout out to Michael Parker, $50 super chat, man. One of our OG fans says, salute to the chat one time for the mods. Let's get to that 100K for my bro. Yeah, man, we did hit 50K. Salute to everybody who was a part of that celebration. Heard from a lot of fans. Also, when I got to MSG. And yeah, it was just a great moment. So salute to everybody who supported us there. The Rhyme Animal, Chuck D. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat. He says, Tibbs' stubbornness to stubborn willingness. He says, Tibbs' stubbornosis. The stubborn willingness to enforce positionless basketball with the players out of position. Tibbs' subsolitis is a disease that makes one not see youth. It's a Frankenstein monstrosity of an offense we're seeing. Absolutely, man. Shout out Eric Nephron. He says he's a Bulls fan / KnicksFanTV hybrid. You gotta like that. Man's team is playing tonight, and he's spending his day with KnicksFanTV. Shout out my guy Young Kobe. Young Kobe came and rocked with us at the Knicks Hornets game. He was with the crew. He hit his free throws. Congratulations to him. I wasn't as successful there, but Young Kobe knocked his down, man, and we had a great time with him. Great time chopping it up with him as well. Salute Michael Parker again. $50 super chat. Woke Hogan, $10 super chat, says the fan base wants to put it all on Tibbs. What about Leon? So many things broke right for us last year, and Leon decides to run it back with Burks and Noel and lean on a washed up Kemba. Woke Hogan, I'm with you. You with me. Look, Tibbs has his warts. I've said it. Others have said it ad nauseum this year. Leon's got work to do, and we'll get to more of that in a second. Salute JT Riddick. Jamaica Queens 2022 says still repping the orange and blue regardless of wins and losses. That's what I'm talking about. We got another $50 super chat from Michael Parker. Let's go, Michael Parker. Donating to the show today, man. Appreciate it, man. 50K subs. Let's go, Michael Parker. Definitely appreciate you, man, and your support. And you know, he never misses a show. He comes to the games with us when he can. Came to like our original watch-alongs back in the day, man. So salute to Michael Parker for sure. Guys been rocking with us for a minute. Ball Sports, Woke Hogan, what a username. Yes, hilarious. Junior Caroma says, really strange to see RJ struggle like that today. He's a franchise. Even if he had won the game today, even if we had won the game today, RJ playing well is what I really prefer. Hey, you're not always going to have it. You know, you're not always going to have it. And today, he wasn't good. And Terrence Platt says, I took RJ with my prize picks today. I absolutely did, because you had to figure that with no Julius, you know, RJ was going to be dominating the ball, and whether scoring or passing would have had a good showing tonight. So I definitely took RJ over, I believe it was like 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and didn't come close today. So it was an L for RJ, an L for me on prize picks. L for RJ, L for me on Prize Picks, man. I'll take some of your calls if you guys want to call in, man. 657-383-1509 is the number to call, or you can hit me up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. 5 games left for the Knicks. Knicks coming back on a back-to-back, headed down to Orlando. We need revenge. I need revenge for tomorrow night, for those horrible losses to the Magic this past year. We need revenge. So they need to dust this one off, go down to Orlando, and take care of business. But as Woke Hogan said, and people in the chat says, Leon has work to do. And as we segue and transition into the off season, that is what our focus is going to be. As we start with the draft, the lottery, the draft, free agency, what happens in the trade market, what do we do with our own guys? The Knicks have work to do. But the number one thing, in my opinion, is figuring out where they go with number 30, Julius Randle. Where do we go, ladies and gentlemen? The rumors came out this past week after the Bulls game when you saw him toss the ball in a victory over the Bulls, walked off the court. Rumors came out the next day that he wanted a trade. He wanted a trade out of New York. So, if you guys missed it, here is what Julius had to say regarding those rumors.
There was a, I'm sure you heard about it, there was a local radio guy who said that after Monday's game, you went to management and demanded a trade. I was wondering what your response to that was.
Who said it?
Dave Carton at WFAN.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not true, bro. It's just not true. It's as simple as that, bro. It's just not true at all.
I know you said a few maybe months ago that you want to be here long term.
If it ain't come from me, it ain't true.
How committed are you still to?
My answer ain't changing, bro.
All right, so he says it's not true. And also, here's what he said about his relationship with the fans. Let's hear this one.
It did look last year, Julius, like you had a great relationship with the city and the fan base. This year, it does, from the outside looking in, it does look a little strained. Would you at least agree with that assessment? And if so, why is it different?
Probably something you should ask yourself, man. I'm not really sure.
You don't agree with that?
I mean, I'm cool, bro. Like I said, my goal and what I work hard for is to make the city proud, to make the fans proud. I play for my teammates, play for my family, and it's as simple as that, bro. Like it's nothing more than that. So from the inside looking out, it is what it is. And I understand that a lot of times you got to just kind of let your game do the talking and go from there. But like I said, man, I love the city. I love my family loves it here, and I'm a Knick. That's what I love. I love being a Knick. So.
All right, and last one on Julius. Here's he spoke about how this is impacting him, the boos and the jeers at MSG.
Family is always there, front court, center, right there. Is it hard to know that they're there and hear that when it's not?
I mean, that's probably where most of my frustration comes from. I got my 5-year-old son that's there and is obsessed with the game of basketball and loves the game of basketball, and he doesn't understand what's going on. And that was probably my biggest frustration. Coming from him, the time that I sacrificed from him to put into this game, and he's daddy's little boy. He loves his dad. So for him to experience that and him being uncomfortable and having to leave the games and stuff like that, as a father, that's what bothered me more than anything. But like at the same time, like you got to understand it comes with the territory. At the end of the day, the narrative can always flip. So I understand that. I understand it's New York City. I understand that's just what comes with it, and I understand how passionate our fans are. So You just kind of got to live with the good and the bad.
Gotta live with the good and the bad. What do you guys think in the chat, man? You be the judge. Was this genuine? Was this cap, as you youngsters say out there? What do you guys think? I think the one thing for certain is that this interview, or this his reaction to this presser, I think it was the first time that he himself has admitted to a strain with the fan base. Obviously, you guys know that his significant other, took me to task, tried to call me out as the face of the toxicity. Everything that's wrong with Knicks Nation and the symbol of the drama. And I reacted, I responded the way I felt necessary. So look, I think it's unfortunate, the fact that like I say, man, it comes with the territory. You got the max bag. You are the face of the team. And with that comes responsibility to lead. Lead with your actions on the court. Lead with excellence in your play. And hopefully lead us to wins. Now, I think that last part is tricky because I don't think he's a guy that can do that consistently. As I've always said, I think he's a second or third option on a winning team. And I think the position we've put him in is part of the reason why he's failing miserably. And he's under a lot of pressure because he's not that guy. He's not that guy. So that's just what it is. It just comes with the territory. Is this thing fixable or not? Is the question that the front office has to figure out first. They've got to address that first. Because, he has his faults, the lack of energy, the sulking, the going after the refs, the lack of focus. I won't say mental toughness, because mental health is a real thing, but a lack of focus as the guy has hurt this team. Because even though I don't think this team will be a true contender with him as the guy, this team's not better without him. And that's just my opinion. Some of you guys may disagree. I think this team, as it's currently constructed, still needs him to win games. So what Leon and them have to figure out is, number one, does he still want to be here? And number two, if he does want to be here, how do they put him in position to be successful? Number one, it starts with the coach. And we heard from, when Ian Beckley made that report way early in the season when Tibbs benched Kemba after 18 games, how there was disagreements in the locker room about the lack of accountability for Julius. We talked about a couple shows ago how, when Tibbs was hired here, they brought in the Woodsons, the Kenny Paynes, the player-friendly coaches that would kind of kind of augment Tibbs's lack of, soft skills, so to speak, to kind of help build that bridge between coach, head coach, and player. Because remember, when Tibbs got fired from Minnesota, one of the things that they said was the last straw was how the whole Jimmy Butler thing turned. And how Tibbs kind of just let that whole thing fester and eventually erupt. So a lot of that has to go on the head coach. Now, Kenny Payne's not here. Woodson's not here. What do they do now? How do they rein this guy back in? It's before you even get to the X's and O's. How do you bring this guy back in here mentally. Can you fix that? Can you fix that? Then, from the same coaching aspect, it gets to the X's and O's, because from my perspective, the way we utilize this guy, yes, he can be an initiator. Yes, he can give you, plus playmaking. He can do that. But he's not a good enough decision maker for you to put your whole offense on. It leads to the mistakes. It leads to the turnovers. It leads to inefficient shots. He was abysmal from the mid-range this year. How do we make him better? We've yet to do that in the 3 seasons he's been here. We've yet to have this guy play off of someone on a consistent basis to get him easier shots. If you're going to keep him here, you've got to figure that out. It can't just be dump it down to him and have everybody standing on the weak side and watching him go to work. It can't just be dump it to him in the high post and watch him take a terrible mid-range shot over Darius Garland or a smaller guard. It don't work. And then when his offense is in the toilet, his defense is in the toilet. And it has a cascading impact on the team. How do you make things better for him? This is year 3 with Leon and his regime. You got to figure it out. The pieces you brought in this year didn't work. Did not work. Got to get to work. If you're going to keep him, you got to get to work. Is this thing salvageable? Give me a call. Let me know. Has Julius Randle played his last game as a Knick? I've also said, to me, given that, now, I said earlier this season during the trade deadline, there were teams interested. Ian Begley has confirmed that. There were teams interested. What is the price? Are you going to have to attach an asset to this guy to get rid of him? Now you're selling low. To me, trading him right now and selling low on him is a huge gamble. Because the name of the game for Leon and Wes, under the directive of Dolan, is to get the star. You're trying to get that star without giving up RJ, right? So now if you selling on Randle at his max contract with a draft pick attached, and you're selling low and you're not getting comparable value or even better, then when it's time to go get that guy, what do you have to give? We see it time and time again. Look at all the trades that have gone on in the past. Harden, Simmons. Look at all the trades. What do these teams want when they're giving away their all-star, superstar player? They want somebody in return that is comparable, that can help them, that is near an all-star level, that can help them win some games. Then they want some young talent. Then they want the picks. But if he's scrapping this now, what are you really left with to make moves with? What are you going to take? Is a package of Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, and 5 first-round picks going to get you something? It's a risky move. We got to think about this and think about this clearly. Because, like I said, yes, it may help us in terms of addition by subtraction. I understand that for the people who say that. I understand that wholeheartedly. Yes, there will be some chemistry enhancements with this team. Don't think they will be instantly better, but when you're taking away this talent, and he is a talent, let's not kid ourselves here. He's a flawed talent, but he has talent. When you take that away and peel that back and you're selling low, what are you left with to build with later? This is what Leon Rose and them were brought in here to do. This is what Leon Rose and these guys were brought in here to do. Yes, they've been drafting well. They've been scouting well. All those good things. But that never guarantees you a championship. You still need to go out there and make that trade and get the guy that can take you over the hump. And like I said, if you're not trying to trade RJ, what do you see going forward? You're going into this draft right now. You're likely getting the 10th, 11th, 12th pick. All I'm saying, it's a risky bet. I get the addition by subtraction. I get it. I get maybe he's done. You know, maybe he just can't handle it here. I get it. And I think it would be in the best interest to move on. But you got to think about the future, man. A lot of you guys just think just because we draft this guy, just because we draft this guy, and they all play well on the team, doesn't mean you're going to win anything. Does not mean you're going to win anything. The name of the game is to get stars. It's a star-driven league, not a role player-driven league. It is a star-driven league. Those guys are few and far between, and that is why this sport is the hardest sport to win. Point blank, period. It's the hardest sport to win. All that drafting and building that Utah is doing, look how frustrated Donovan Mitchell is. Now you're hearing that ultimately he's going to want out of there. Not everybody's going to be a Golden State where you draft Steph, you draft Clay, you draft Draymond, and then you put all these vets around him, the Livingstons, the Iguodala's of the world, and off you go. Maurice Spates, all these guys, and off you go. Not every team is like that. D Nice in the chat. They went on a 4-game winning streak without Randle. I disagree. So what, you gassed off a 4-game winning streak? We're really going to be gassed because they won 4 games without him? Now we're going to say that they're a better team without him? I disagree. Teams have their moments. Teams have their moments. They certainly did with these guys. The idea that they're a better team without him? No. I'm just saying, gotta be very careful how we approach this offseason. Let me hear from the people, man. Let me get to I95 Bully. I95 Bully on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic when you get a chance. Oh, hang on. I95 Bully, go ahead on the Discord. Let me know if you get me.
Yeah, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, let's go.
Hey, yo, man. I just sit down with my son and him and I watched the Fantastic Voyage. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I had to let him know this is what being a Knicks fan is about. And to all these Knicks fans, it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to be kind and to be empathetic.
Yeah.
But with that out the way, yo, I'm sick and tired of hearing these Knicks takes that involves no logic and no nuance. So forget this game. This game, the season is over. Mm-hmm. The macro picture, these nuance. And I got to come at you, CP, you and Alex. Both of you guys said these kids playing hard for Tibbs. Both of you guys said that, and you said that we didn't want to hear that. Mm-hmm. You asked me, they're not playing hard for Tibbs. Sims and McBride, just these two as an example. Second-round draft picks. Mm-hmm. Some of them don't even get to play in the NBA. So these guys, Grimes, all of them, they fighting for minutes. Mm-hmm. Fighting for minutes. And then you guys also said that Tibbs has them playing the right way, but also in the same breath, you said they drafted good kids. So if they're good kids, they're going to play the right way regardless of the situation. And then, you know, my next point, you know, is everybody's saying fire Tibbs, you know, we should be tanking. One thing that people don't understand, and here's the nuance. Players don't tank.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, you tell a player, yo, you got to lose so we get a better draft pick. What they thinking is, also, you want to jab somebody to take my job. They don't tank. Players don't tank. Front offices tank. And then everybody's saying, fire Tibbs. Remember, on the trade deadline show, you said it, and also Jay from Florida said it, that February schedule was going to be nasty. And JD said, you don't want to put Johnny Bryant in this situation for him to get cooked for
Yeah.
a month and then say, we're going to rebuild. Because in New York, when's the last time we
Never.
It,
Never.
it hasn't happened. We don't got the patience for it. So the same thing that's happening to Tibbs is going to happen to Johnny Bryant in year 2 if you don't give them the right pieces and put him in the right position. And then you kind of touched on, trading Randle, trade Randle, in the fan base, online, in the Discord, everywhere, trade Randle. So you got one time you hear people saying, trade Randle, dump the salary, da 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 da. And then in the same breath, you hear people saying, oh, trade him for Zion, trade him for Donovan. Which is it? We can't add a value and take away value when it's convenient for us. Even if you do have Julius is not getting you Donovan Mitchell. Julius is probably not getting you Zion. And everybody want to say, well, throw Obi in there, throw Quickly in there. Who cares? These front offices, like you said, when you go to make these trades, you're not going to say, oh, I can't wait to get my hands on it Quickly. I can't wait to get my hands on the Obi. They're good players, but at the end of the day, what are they? Fillers, players, 6 men off the bench. We say, oh, we got Grimes. We can't give up Grimes. What's his ceiling? A 3-and-D player? If you're the opposing front office, you're not clamoring to get your hands on none of our young guys.
Which is why I'm saying, and appreciate the call, which is why I'm saying, do we try to work it out with this guy and see if we can get him back up to speed? That's all I'm saying. Again, I understand the issues that he had. I understand, the lack of focus. Clyde called it the lack of apathy. Clyde was on the money. If you guys heard Clyde today on the telecast when he spoke on the Randle situation, I was surprised they let him speak on him that way. Because MSG be trying to hush everything. But what Clyde said on the situation was, hang on one second. Where's the Clyde comment? Lost the Clyde comment. Oh, here it goes. Here's what Clyde said on the situation. He said, leaders are made out of adversity. He's at that point now. He's come to the fork in the road. He said, I believe in him. I think he's a man of character and he'll step up. I learned more from losing than I ever did from winning. I think Randle will bounce back. All right. That was Clyde. Okay. Hey, listen. I'm just asking the questions here. You guys let me know what you think. Dan from New Jersey. Dan, what's going on?
Hello.
How you feeling?
Hey, CP. It was nice meeting you the other day, man. I had a lot of fun at MSG.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. But listen, I'm gonna give you my little perspective on that day when I went over there. I was kind of close to the Knicks bench, so much so, in fact, that I had a conversation with Obi. I said, Obi, you think you could pull out a little windmill for my little brother? He was like, yeah, I got you. Man, never saw the court after that. But regardless, what I noticed was after Quickly had that hot fourth quarter, and Tibbs pulled him out, man, went straight to talking to Obi. He looked upset, man. I was close enough to see his Facebook presence. Quickly was a little bit down, man. And, he's not that kind of guy that's usually going to be so overt with his emotions. And, when you think about Tom Thibodeau, this is a guy that consistently tells the media and the fans, we don't know what we're talking about. We need to watch the tape 3 or 4 times. And I get all that.
Yeah.
That's just a coach trying to save face. But my question to you, CP, is would Derek Fisher be coming back next year if he was in the kind of predicament Tom Thibodeau's in? Would David Fizdale be coming back? Would any other black head coach be coming back next year? That's my question to you. Is this a situation, do you think, that is salvageable?
Yeah, salvageable. Get some players here, man. Let's not have Alec Burks running the point. Get a point guard in here for Christ's sake, man. Put a roster together. Put a starting lineup together that can play. It's salvageable. And I think anybody who took this team to the playoffs last year, whether it was me, you, Tibbs, Fizdale, whoever, I think they would get a chance for their third season. I don't think it's, a time to be all skittish and be all over the place. let's figure this thing out. Let's figure this thing out. And if it's next year comes and you get the same result, you make a move. Make a move. But on the tips thing, man, like I said, I didn't like that Quick didn't start this game. I've been asking for Quickly to start in this game since Kemba went out, man. You know, I've been asking for Quickly to start since Kemba went out. So let's see here. Tom from Huntington. Tom, how you feeling?
First of all, just want to say a belated congrats on the 50K. Proud of you and proud of the work you do. You guys, you and your team, absolutely phenomenal.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay?
Appreciate it.
Please, you already know. Shout out to you already know. Manscaped, Prizepicks, Manscaped. The weather's getting better.
Yeah.
Guys, impress your ladies.
Act
do what
accordingly.
you got to do.
Act accordingly, man.
Exactly. Thank you. Respectfully.
Yeah.
As far as my personal opinion, everything you're saying, CP, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I get it as far as he is, regardless of how he went off the rail, he is an asset, and you don't want to just basically toss your asset to the side. I think personally, my opinion, again, I'm not a GM.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally, if you can pull out a trade that makes sense, that where you actually get something of value in return, I think is better for the whole team. Either move him or move Obi. I don't think you can keep both of them.
I've been saying that.
I think you got to move one of them. I think we've been saying that for a while, even from when we drafted Obi. You got to move one of them. Having them both together, it just doesn't make sense. It's like you're going in two different directions. I like Obi because I just like the way he's not as good as Randle is. First of all, let's just say that Randle is a better player.
Yes.
But again, Obi can grow. He's shown certain things. I like his personality, but again, this is not a popularity contest. My thing is, if you can move Randle and get something of value back, you do it. You move forward. You got to sometimes take a risk. I know us as Knicks fans, we're scared sometimes with some of these risks because we've been burned in the past. I don't want to just hear draft picks because how many draft picks have we just basically watched walk away or walk out the door? I mean, who was the last one we re-signed? Charlie Ward? But anyway, listen, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for everything you do. Rapid fire like always.
Rapid fire, my guy Tom from Huntington, always on point. One or the other, man. One or the other. Obi's playing well, though. Give him credit. You know, they bring different aspects to the game. Obi's not the initiator that Randle is, but he opens up the offense. He opens things up on the court. He gets us out into transition. He gets us easier buckets in a team that struggles mightily in the half court to get offense sometimes. He can pass. The athleticism is there. He's playing a lot more confident. We've been looking for him to play more confidently. He's doing that. He's attacking the basket a little bit better. So, you know, certainly a lot to like about how Obi's been playing to finish out the season. But again, decisions have to be made. If you're going to keep the coach and you know the coach is not going to play these two guys together for meaningful minutes, then something has to give. That's all I'm saying. Ren Zhao, $5 Super Chat says, loving the young core in New York. Q keeps the ball moving. The walls of Jericho, Sim City, straight eating glass right now. Julius must become a student of the game. Yeah, that is a fact. Absolute fact. All right, back to the phones we go. Let's go to Dap from Houston. Dap, how you feeling?
Hey, CP, how's it going, my man?
Good, bro. What's going
on? Nothing much, man. In terms of Randle, I kind of disagree, man. I don't know if it's salvageable because I mean we've all seen the the whole thing of him not helping his teammates up, and it just looks bad, man. And I think I'm in H-Town right now, man, but I'm from Queens.
So H-Town, man.
I know New Yorkers, man. I know New Yorkers, and I think as soon as he did that whole thumbs down thing, man, I don't know if this fan base is gonna forgive him, man. I know that winning cures all, you know. I get that, but I'm just not sure, man. I think the best thing the Knicks can do is just trade him. I don't know for who, for what, because I'm not plugged in like that. But I just think it's better to avoid kind of like a situation with Porzingis where he came in here and he was excited about the triangle, and then as soon as Melo kind of put a damper to that, he kind of became a little mellow himself, if you know what I'm saying. That's pretty much about it, man. That's all I have to say. Do you mind if I ask you like one question just off topic?
Yeah, sure.
Hitting their ceilings, would you take Grant Hill or Jason Tatum?
Hold on. No, go ahead. Finish your point.
No, that's it.
Oh, no question, Grant Hill.
Grant Hill?
Easily.
You don't think that Tatum has won more than Grant? Like he's a better winner, basically.
He hasn't won anything. What has he won? He's winning.
I mean, he's taking them to the conference final, man. That's more than Hill ever did, right?
Yeah, but Grant Hill got injured though.
Yeah, that's true.
If we're talking about overall game, I'm going Grant Hill all day, easily.
Nice.
No, I mean that's not to say Tatum's a slouch. Don't get me wrong. Tatum is great. I like him as a player, and I think Boston's having a hell of a season based on how they started and where they are now. But if you're telling me apples to apples in their primes, I'm going Grant Hill all day, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel the same way.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Grant Hill would do something that Tatum is still a little bit up and down with. That is attacking the glass, man. You go take a look at Grant Hill's posters on a YouTube highlight. Grant Hill done dunked on every great center the NBA has seen in his prime. That's one thing, man. He had the jumper flowing, but he catch you on a poster in a hot second. Grant Hill was great, man. He was so great, and I remember it well, man. It was Pistons versus Heat, and he came up with the ankle injury, and they kept playing him with the ankle injury in the playoffs, and he's never the same. He was never the same, bro. He was never the same. Let's see. What's D Nice saying now? What's he saying? He says, Randle's so great. Why did Lakers and Pelicans give up on him? Well, the Lakers wanted LeBron, so that was an easy decision. And he took the money. He left the Pelicans, and the Pelicans were also going to get Zion, so that was another easy decision. I mean, if you were the GM in those situations, you'd do the same. You'd let Julius Randle walk. If you had a chance to get LeBron, and then you had the number one pick and you got Zion, you'd do the same thing, bro. I would hope. I think we all would. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. If you guys are new in the chat, drop a hashtag new. Shout you guys out. How many people we got in here on this Saturday? We got 800 people. All right, not so bad on a Saturday matinee with the Knicks season just about over with. Appreciate that. Sean Wilkinson says, I have to agree with the caller. He's toxic. He's not engaged. He's not a good teammate. How do you repair that? Look, I'm just asking the questions. You guys be the judge. Is it fixable? Is it not? I agree with the caller. I think the thumbs down thing did him in. I thought that was a nail in the coffin for this guy. Because now you're going to get picked on. And every move you make, every bad decision you make, every turnover, every time you hold the ball for more than 5 seconds, you're gonna get it. He got booed during the starting lineups. It's not good. He buried himself 12 feet under, not 6. He's not in a good spot, man. Now you got the fans. I was at the game on who did we play? I was at the Hornets game. And you heard Obi, standing ovation for Obi. Or was that the Chicago game? I think it was the Chicago game, matter of fact. Standing ovation for Obi. We want topping chance. Guys' egos got to be crushed. Now, if he wants out, easy decision. Peace. I have no problem with that. I'm not here to fix it if he wants out. You can go. I ain't trying to hold on to him that bad. Don't get me wrong. And like I said, he's not an untouchable by any stretch. He never has been since he's been here. They've always been willing to trade him, and you've heard that from me. They've always been willing to trade him. But to me, it's got to be a good deal. I'm not ready to just sell low like that. It's got to be a good deal. Chad Ryan in the chat says, Derrick Rose brought me here. KnicksFanTV made me stay. Salute to Chad Ryan. Definitely appreciate it. Michael Maldonado, winning is the best deodorant. It's fixable if he helps us win. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. If we were winning games and going to make the playoffs, I don't think we'd be harping on this even half as much. But, you know, I think fans can make the counter argument. If he was trying a little bit harder, maybe we would have won. Who knows? Anthony, no CK. Team hashtag new. Welcome, Anthony. All right. Let's get back to the phones. Let's go to Death Strike on the Discord. Death Strike, go ahead and unmute your mic. Death Strike, going once. All right, Death Strike is not ready for showtime. Death Strike, man. You got to get it together, bro. When I go to you on the Discord, you got to get it cracking. Now, Obi left the game because I think it was an ankle injury. So here is Obi because he did have a career high at 20 points. Here's Obi's reaction to the 20-point game.
I mean, we lost today, so it really doesn't mean anything to me right now. But we got to learn from today and just get better and win these next games.
All right, Obi's post-game audio was kind of low, but he basically said he didn't care about the career high because they lost. So, that's that. What's D saying in the chat now? He says, do you think other teams value Randle like you do? Well, how do I value him? How do I value him? Do I value him as the best player on the team, realistically? Sure. Do other teams value him? Sure. I think they do. I think they do. What values in the eye of the beholder. As I've always said, even when he got here, he's a third option, second or third option. So if that's what you consider value, yeah, that's how I value him. As a second, third, probably say third, even fourth option on a good team. So, just not sure if teams are lining up to trade Randle in a trade for a disgruntled star right now. Probably not. You know, you're probably right on that. Probably not. Nate from Rochester. Nate, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Oh, you got me?
Yep, loud and clear.
All right. Real quick on Randle.
Mm-hmm.
You could honestly, like, if you trade him, I'm not crying over it. But my only thing is, like, where his value is at an all-time low. Maybe. I don't know. That might not be true, honestly. But, there's not really any issue with me, personally, if we hold on to him just to see what happens. Like, I think the goal is to get rid of him eventually.
Yeah.
But, the thing is, like, just to defend him a little bit, we've never really seen him with a true point guard, And when you dump it down to him in the post where he has to deal with double teams, like, that's obviously not the role he should be in. We know he's been miscast since he's been on this team. And I just think in a situation where, you have him being the screen setter, if he's willing to do that or not, and you have him as, like, the secondary decision maker, where he's going at an advantage state instead of having to deal with the double, I think that is the more ideal role for him, because his decision making isn't the greatest, but his actual, like, passing ability, I think it's it's pretty good. So that's just that on that.
Yeah.
It's like. But real quick, what I wanted to talk about was I think the R.J. Barrett contract situation. I think that's something interesting that we should look into. So, because the thing I want to know, I want to know how you feel his value should. Well, I saw on Twitter that you said that he should get a max easy, like what Garland got, right?
Yeah, the 180 is what he'd be eligible for, but something close to that, something close to that. Yeah, I would give RJ that.
So here's my thing with that.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of the culture of the team and just his ascension, he'll probably get that, and I think he kind of deserves it. But I think you also got to compare him to, like, at least just, like, statistically, to other players around the league. It's like, if you have RJ on that kind of money, just like if we just take his name out of it, I don't think that's necessarily positive value at this point. I think that giving him that contract would be betting on him in the future
I
just
think
continuing
so.
to get
I
better.
think
You know what I
you're
mean?
right. I agree. I definitely
So-
agree. It wouldn't be based on what he's done. I think it's based on where you think he can go. And right now, his trajectory has been on the uptick. Similar,
here's
similar
my
to
thing
what
with that.
Denver is doing with Porter Jr. just without the injury risk.
Right. So the only thing I have with that is, I think we gotta make a decision on like how we're gonna build around RJ, and Julius factors into that. So if we're gonna give him that contract, we really need to invest into like having the right roster around him, having the right coach around him. I personally don't really care about the coach, but it could be Tibbs. I don't really give a damn. We need better talent.
Yeah.
But like the future of this team hinges on him. And if you're going to make that bet, we really need to put all of the chips in. If that means trading certain guys at the end of the bench that aren't playing anyways, if that means trading potential draft picks to get a better point guard, whatever. This is the guy that we have. He was our number 3 pick. This is who we choose to build with. Just roll with him. You do what you gotta do to get in the right place, right? That's all I really got. All right,
Yeah, no question. No question. They've got to get the right pieces. And I think it really starts in the starting lineup. I like the role players we have. I love Grimes. I like McBride. I like what Cam can bring. If he's healthy, I'd like to see more RJ and Cam, especially next season. If barring no trade. Hopefully they don't trade Cam in the off season, but you never know. He was on the block during the trade deadline. So you don't know what this front office is trying to do with Cam. But if he's here, I'd like to see them playing together. Surrounding them with more 3-point shooters, more RJ and Obi, more RJ and Quick. Are we going to be able to see that? We got to see when they did have Randle and RJ, we did get to see him, Tibbs kind of stagger the lineups a little bit so that you did see RJ running with that second unit, and you saw some good things. The pace quickening, RJ running out of those pistol sets, getting Mitch, getting Sims involved, finding the 3-point shooters. So I agree. Yeah, if you're going to give him that deal, you got to hope that they put some talent around him. But it's got to start in the starting lineup. Who are you going with to start at the point guard next year? Who are you going with to start at the point guard next year? As I said, I wanted to see Quick this year when they made the Kemba move. I wanted to see Quick get that look. Then, as the season progressed, I still thought that, despite wanting to see him start, I did feel that he brought better balance to the team by running the second unit. Because I felt like he had that better experience over McBride and even Burks to run that second unit, to be that lightning rod for the second unit, and then have him close in the fourth quarter. I thought that was the best of both worlds. You have him running the second unit, playmaking, his shooting improved, his defense, his rebounding, all of that, and then closing games. I thought that was the best of both worlds. Now, is that where the organization sees him going forward? Time will tell. But if that's the case, got to address the starting point guard position. And how that person gels with, if Julius is here, and RJ, because it's going to be very important. How does RJ and Julius's chemistry improve this year? Last year was on point. First year it sucked. Last year it was good. This year it wasn't that great. How do they get those two guys back on the same page? What happens with Mitch? That's what I'm telling you, man. Leon's got work to do. What happens with Mitch? Even if you're keeping D Rose vegan in the chat, you still need a starter. They're not starting Rose. All right? They're not going to start Rose. So you still need a starting point guard. Lethal Protector, I see you on the Discord. Hang tight. A lot of questions that need to be asked. D Knight says being out of the playoffs Tibbs still doesn't think IQ should be a starting point guard. Yeah, which is, like I said, that's a head scratcher. Because at this point, I don't see what we have to lose. Like I said, during the season when you were quote unquote trying to win games, I understood it. Balance the lineup a little bit better, and you still had him closing games. I thought that was good for IQ, good for the team. But at this point, I don't see the point in continuing with Burks running the show. Just doesn't make too much sense to me, man. And we'll see what happens. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks post-game live presented by Prizepicks. And shout out to our sponsors at Prizepicks, man. The best daily fantasy sports operator on the market, man. Prizepicks has more daily fantasy props than any other prop operator on the market. And when we talk about props, we're simply talking about overs and unders. Overs and unders. And what you're going to do to play the game is, first and foremost, you're going to sign up with our promo code. So go to prizepicks.com. You could also download the Prizepicks app. Use promo code KFTV, and they're going to match your deposit of up to $100. So it's a real good deal. They match your deposit of up to $100, and then you pick. You play to win. You play responsibly. Here's how I did today. Wasn't that great. With Julius out, well, first and foremost, I'm going with DeMar DeRozan over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The Bulls coming in town playing the Bulls are hosting. Who are the Bulls hosting this week? I just lost my Prizepicks page. Hang on. I went with DeRozan. With the Bulls playing the Miami Heat. Bulls hosting Miami Heat. I went with DeRozan over 36.5 points. I went Clint Capella under 26.5 points. The Hawks hosting the Brooklyn Nets. I went Clint Capella under 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I went Kyrie Irving over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists in that game as well. Like I said, I did take RJ at over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I thought he was going to play well today against this Cavs team with no Julius, and being responsible for the offense, fell well short of that number. And then I also missed out on Joel Embiid. I had Embiid over 33.5 points. Philly hosting the Charlotte Hornets. They washed the Hornets up early. They were up by as much as 30 points. Embiid came out of the game. Don't even think he played the fourth quarter. Came close. He finished with 29 points, but short of the 34 that I needed to hit that over. So I've missed 2 so far, hoping to catch 3 on the evening slate of games, and then hopefully I'll be able to win some money there. So again, for you guys at home, prizepicks.com, promo code KFTV for a instant match on your deposit of up to $100. All right, a couple more calls before we wrap up. Let's go to Lethal Protector in the chat, in the Discord. Lethal Protector, go ahead and unmute your mic. Lethal Protector going once.
Yo, what's going on, CP?
How you doing, man?
What's going on? I had to mute my mic real quick.
No problem.
But what's going on? Chris from Staten Island.
Chris, how you feeling, bro?
What's going on? Long time, first time caller. Mm-hmm. But keep it rapid fire real quick. Mm-hmm. I think I would elaborate more, but to keep it real simple, in terms of like Julius, what's going on? Like, and obviously his floor is what it is now. Like all the work he put in last year, he's going to be 20, 10, and 5 guy going forward. Like that's reality, and that's the best player on our team right now. But if we like, just to keep it simple, like you know what it is going forward with him now. You know, 2 years out of 3, it's been not so hot, and it's just that what it is right now. It's kind of what it's going to be going forward with him realistically, and just what you're getting at right now is what you're going to get with him being the best going forward and with Tibbs and the whole situation. So I think it's kind of one of those things objectively. I think everybody kind of just needs a fresh start for him as well, and just kind of for Tibbs and the Knicks and the whole front office just in terms of that. But I'm going to let you carry on with the show.
I think, but hang on, let me ask you something. I think that's a great point. I think that's a great point because, like you say, you take the 3-year sample and you're kind of seeing what you're seeing this year, you're kind of seeing with the first year. So it makes you think that, the empty gym thing was a major factor in how he played last year. But I also, just to play devil's advocate, those first 2 years, you had Elfrid Payton man in the point. This year, you had an ineffective Kemba, a Burks, so on and so on. Do you feel like an enhancement in the starting lineup, particularly at the point, would help him be a better player with this team?
So I feel like Derrick Rose helped a lot last year, and obviously you can't run him into the ground with minutes. I feel like, though, with Julius mentally at this point, and this is all just speculation, whatever, but I feel like due to last year, I think he thinks that he's more of a guy than he actually is. Like, I don't know if he'd be willing to take that much of a backseat, because I feel like even with RJ, sometimes when he tries to take control, Julius kind of checks out of the offense, or just in general, when it's not run through him, he kind of checks out. I think he thinks he is the 1A guy, which is, I guess he has the right to feel that way for last year, because he went dumb last year. Like, last year was insane. But that's why I feel like theoretically, yeah, he should get a shot with a legit point guard. But I feel like he thinks, not to, put him down or nothing, but I don't know if he'd be that willing to take that back seat at this point. I don't know.
Fair point. That is a fair point. Right now we kind of see him kind of struggling with RJ kind of taking the reins and has, like you said, the success of last year gotten him to the point where his ego won't accept a lesser role. I talked about that with my guy Puma, friend of the program, also a Black Ink Crew on VH1. He spoke about that during the pregame show that we did when we played the Hornets, and he's talked about the fact that Julius is kind of coming from that Kobe school of thought, having been kind of raised under Kobe, where he feels like it's his way or no way that's the best for the team. I think that's a fair point. I think that's a fair point. That's a good call. Can he handle not being the focal point of an offense, whether it's deferring to a RJ or deferring to a point guard, and would he be effective in that way? It's a very good point. Excellent point. I spoke on this. We did a whole episode with my guys on Locked On Knicks. With Alex Wolf and Gavin Shaw, we talked about the whole Julie situation. We talked about some hypothetical trades that we pitched and kind of debated the pros and cons of that as well. So I think that's a good point. Last year his usage rate was at 30%, 30.4%. This year around similar, 29.6. His first year, 27.5. Mook definitely took a bulk of the offense as well. But yeah, man, Julius is used to having the ball in his hands. Malcolm Bell says, CP, you still have 2 point guards on the bench that are hurt. What's going on with that? I still think they'll go out and get a point guard. I don't think they're going to give the job to Quick. I don't think they're going to give the job to McBride. I think they'll go out and try to get a point guard. That's what I think. I think they'll go out and get somebody. Whether it's Brunson, whether it's Brogdon, whether it's Sexton, I don't think it'll be the draft. But I think they'll go out and get a point. See how it goes. All right, couple more before we wrap. Let's go to Louie from Jacksonville. Louie, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm enjoying myself here in this nice warm weather.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, buddy, this is what I'm thinking. Let me get through this thing. We all know we need a point guard, and we also need a star. Mm-hmm. Are you aware of the payroll that the New Jersey Nets, Brooklyn Nets, are paying all their teams, like $180 million, where New York Knicks are like $120? We have the money to turn around
you said that the Nets are paying what?
A good star.
You said the Nets payroll is $180 million.
It was something like that when they had Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Durant. The three of them about $37-40 million each. And then the Knicks are like $120. So my point is that you're going to have to pay to get somebody in here. $40 million for a superstar is the price tag. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then we can trade some of our chips and maybe get move up for Ivory as a point guard on the draft, and maybe pay for another point guard. Trade somebody for a point guard. We get a point guard. We get us a forward. We turn around. We get rid of the other shooting guards, and we put Barrett as the number 2, vice the number 3 on the court, because he's just too small to guard those fast forwards. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we need to establish ourselves at the 3. I'd like to see Cam, if Cam is on the team next year, barring no significant upgrades at that spot. If you're gonna still have Fournier and Cam, I like to see Cam get a little bit more shine at that spot. I think we need some versatility at the three, someone who gives us some positional versatility that can guard threes and maybe some small ball fours. You look at some of the guys that we played just in the last couple of days. Look at how we matched up against the Hornets, where you had Miles McBride, even LaMelo Ball, a 6'8" LaMelo. Like, yeah, Miles McBride guarding LaMelo Ball. Who's guarding Miles Bridges? You had LaVine, you had DeRozan, you had KD. You know, we need somebody that could try to hold their own a little bit better than what we have right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and then we need a point. We really do need a point.
Yes.
Now, if we draft and we move up and we go for Ivory, we really do get us a point guard.
Hey, I'd love to see it, but it's very hard to trade up in the draft. Depends on, the other team where they're picking and what their motivations are. Sometimes people think that, well, if a team already has somebody at that slot, that they wouldn't pick them, but sometimes they'll go best player available and make a move, have that player force their hand. So, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But appreciate the call, man. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Yep. D in the chat says Brogdon will be my pick if healthy, 100%. But that's the big if. We know the Pacers from what we've heard. There was an article that came out on the 31st of March, as well as back during the trade deadline, that they put him on the block. I would love to see it, but the guy, you can almost pencil him in for some missing time for injury, and I think that wouldn't be a good thing for the Knicks at all. We've already dealt with that this year. We need somebody that injuries aren't, health isn't guaranteed, but you need somebody who will give you a better chance. Brogdon, you can almost pencil him in as an injury risk. All right, a couple more calls before we wrap up. Good show. Tough loss by the Knicks, 119 to 10. What they lose? 119 to. Let me pull up the score here. I forgot the score. 119 to 101 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. But we are talking, Julius, we are talking off-season priorities. So, yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. Definitely got a lot to talk about. Okay, let's, I see J Boogie in there. Hang tight, J Boogie. Let's go to Dwayne. Dwayne on the Discord. Let's go. Dwayne.
BP, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, man. What's good?
Yeah, man, long time. Just want to say, first of all, this season has been a disaster, man. Like a true disaster. And you got the poll up. Who would rather keep? Tibbs, Randle, or neither. I definitely voted neither.
37% say Tibbs. Wow, crazy.
But I'm gonna tell you this. Tibbs did us no favors by not playing the young guys earlier. His rotations were definitely off, man. He has to take some accountability on that. And Randle did himself no favors by bricking every shot. Literally bricking every shot. When he goes up for three, or any shot actually, except for when he's driving maybe, I have zero confidence that it's going in. I'm not like, oh, damn, he's wide open. He's going to make it. Yeah. No, I have zero confidence. That said, I think I have more confidence in Obi making that corner three than Randle right now. So this is a nightmare, man. This is a nightmare that's on the court right now that we need to sort out. And I'm not sure I'm agreeing with you on the whole point guard thing. Because we're actually watching teams that are playing, like I would say a lot of teams play without the prototypical kind of point guard. Brunson's not the prototypical point guard. Brogdon's not the prototypical point guard. I don't think the prototypical point guard exists. Drew Holiday. Yeah. I want a Drew Holiday kind of player.
But I would push back and just say I understand what you're saying. I think they are still more hybrids, but I think they're still better decision makers than Alec Burks, man. You know what I'm saying?
But that's Tibbs' fault. That's
his fault.
Why is Alec Burks trying to be forced into this role? I feel bad for the guy.
Right.
I feel bad for the guy.
Right.
Rapid fire. I'm not going to keep up the time, but I think that we got to flush out. First of all, Tibbs has to admit his own shortcomings here. Randle has to probably just say, "Hey, I'm not going to be a good fit here." Some other callers mentioned the chemistry with RJ. It's gone, man. He's looking off RJ. RJ's looking off him. It's not working out. We just got to find a way to part ways amicably. That's all.
Okay.
It's no hard feelings. Let him go. Keep it moving. And the only reason why we're keeping Tibbs it's because he made the playoffs last year. Otherwise, I would also be on him to get the heck out of here too. But anyway, man, thanks. Nice talking to you again. Thanks for having me on. Wish you the best. Also, congrats on the 50K.
Thank you.
You
man.
are the man for that.
Much
All
appreciated.
right, take it easy, man.
Much appreciated.
All right.
All right. That was Dwayne on the Discord. Appreciate the call, man. Sounded like a brethren. Sounded like he was from the island somewhere. Salute, man. For you people in the chat, let me know where you guys are tapping in from. Throw your cities in the chat. Throw your flags in the chat. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. And we'll shout you guys out. Got some more super chats we want to shout out as well. Yeah, man, good show, tough loss, but constructive dialogue, which is what we're looking for here at KnicksFanTV. All right. Now, let me get back to the phones. Let me get a Chris from Oklahoma. Chris, how you feeling? Chris, you there? Chris, going once. Chris. All right. Not sure what happened on Chris there. Okay, Jay Boogie, let's close out.
Salute. 3 capital S. Why we go any further?
Yeah. Yo, mate, just take off the speakerphone.
My bad. Salute. 3 capital S's. I apologize, everybody.
What's good?
If I go any further, that guy Chris, that's my guy. He got issues going on and stuff. That's my guy. I love him, and I talk to him every now and then. Mm-hmm. Chris, we love you. Appreciate the call, Chris. Appreciate you calling. Mm-hmm. Just want you to know that we always be thinking about you. Shout out to all you great fans, man. All you loyal people it is in the world representing this orange and blue. To my man, a few calls back, a few calls back, I'm never taking Tatum over Grant. Did you see that alley-oop he caught against UNLV? That's the only reason why they beat UNLV. Yeah. Some of these guys are doing their thing now. I'm not taking them over some of the guys. I'm not taking John Morant over Allen Iverson. Are you killing me? Come on, different ways, different type dude, different breeds. It's a different from a brindle pit and a full blood pit. Brindle's got tiger strike. Full blood, they ready to go. I'm not taking some of these guys, but I love watching their game. I enjoy it. They're keeping the NBA live. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the guys that came out to the event on Wednesday night. Yeah. I love meeting and rocking with y'all. I had a great time, man. Yeah, man, it was just beautiful to see, man. I need to see and meet more of you type guys. In fact, I'm going to be at the Washington Bullets game, you know what I'm saying, coming up this week. And then I'm coming back up for the finale and see the Toronto, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to meet, you know what I'm saying, and see some of y'all guys and see how y'all doing. But I just want to let y'all know, the off season is already over with. The on season is coming. What I say about that, off season is the basketball season. The on season is the office season. That's when you handle your business. That's when you prep up. That's when you make your decisions. That's when you make your choices. That's when you go look to sign. That's when you look to go trade. That's when you look to get your numbers right. That's what you do during the on season, which is the office season. That's when you make your thoroughbred, your money. Leon, Mr. Worldwide West, everybody that's up in the office, in the staff, James Dolan, whoever's going to be here, y'all need to make it right. Pookie, New Jack season. Then Pow, you owe this year, you owe coming up. Everybody, you owe all the fans, you owe all the podcasts, you owe all the chats, you owe all of us plenty victories next season coming along. This season right here, we're going to watch it. We're going to detail it. We ain't going to continue on talking about it. We ain't going to continue on getting upset about the situation, what happened. We all know what happened. Julius, you need to apologize to everybody before you leave that last mic. You need to apologize. That's what real men do when they do wrong things. They come back and they apologize and make things right. I don't know if you're going to be here next season. I don't know where you're going. I don't know what your situation, but you can't turn against the loyal people. We are the most loyalist fan base it is in sports, point blank. Why do you think they call the city New York, not once but twice? Because we did it twice. That means we nice. You know what I'm saying? And whatever team you pull for, we're loyal. I don't care if it's the Islanders. I don't care if it's the Rangers. I don't care if the Mets. I don't care if it's the Yankees. Now we got the Nets. And you got the Knicks. All these double teams that's going on, we are loyal to whatever we like. So that means we rock with them. Point blank. We rock with you, Julius. We rock with you through your bad season. We rock with you through the MIP season. We want to see what you're gonna do. But you owe Julius. You owe it to the fans. You owe it to the organization, and you owe it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? To make things right. Whether you play in New York or whether you play somewhere else, you're a better ball player. Get your mind right. That's the only thing holding you back. Not your game, but the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Thumbs up, thumbs down. You can't tell a bunch of people like us that, you know what I'm saying, that we love you. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You talking against the most. We grew up in the world ranking on people in school, talking about people and everything.
Oh.
We love the joke, so yeah, we was going to get in your head. But we're going to let bygones be bygones. I love everybody. Continue doing what you're doing. Stay healthy and safe. Everybody remember, you know what I'm saying? Continue on pressing the like button. We on way from 50K going to 100K. My daughter's going crazy. She wants me to get off the phone. I love y'all. I see you in Washington, or I see you back at the Garden. Salute 3 Chapel Essence. Hold on before I go. Say hi, CP. Say hi, CP.
Hi, CP.
Hey, how are you?
Say I'm fine. Say KnicksFanTV.
Just not talking.
KnicksFanTV.
You like okay.
All right.
That's my baby. She's 4 years old, y'all. God bless y'all, man.
All right, man. It's Jay Boogie with another classic call. Appreciate my guy Jay Boogie for tapping in, man. Me and Jay Boogie had a great time at the Garden. He came through, pulled up on us at the Knicks versus Hornets game. Great event. Everybody who came out and came through, it was a family affair. We had a great time despite the loss. But great job, man. Salute to Jay Boogie for making his free throws here, man. Jay Boogie did the damn thing, ladies and gentlemen, man. Cashing in his free throws. And here it is, man. Jay Boogie cashes it in, man. Salute to Jay Boogie. He was 1 for 1 from the stripe. And yeah, man, he represented well. So definitely salute to him. Let me pull up the shout out my guy Angel. We did a little highlight reel of the event. Shout out to Angel, man, for putting this one together, man. Our audio is a little bit distorted. I don't know why, but either way, you get the drift. It's Jay Boogie in the building. Here's me at the free throw line. I was there. The form was there. Everything was there on the release. Just clanged the back iron. Come on, man. Come on. I was right there. The form was good money. You know what I should have done? I should have went with the backwards hat. But I went up there. Everybody's rushing me. This is the thing when you do the free throws. You know, MSC, the security's rushing you. Everybody's trying to get you out of there. They're heckling you. I didn't even get a clean check. You know what I'm saying? You know how you play one-on-one, you're in a pickup game and somebody doesn't check the ball to you properly, you pass it back to them to get the ball properly. But I'm in such a frenzy. I'm so hurried up. I didn't even get a chance I should have rechecked the ball. So that threw all my juju off. But the form was still proper. Even though I hit the brim, I hit my brim still. I was right there. Right there. Despite the faulty conditions. I felt like the Knicks out there. Man, oh man. Here's another angle. CP the brick chives. Oh man. I can't even watch. I'm getting nightmares of seeing this again, man. Let me get back to the game highlights. I'm getting nightmares of seeing that again, man. Unbelievable. Great experience though. I hope that let me turn that off before I get a copyright. I hope that you guys will join us next year. You know, from opening night, then we did the Timberwolves game, then we did this. It was a fantastic season for our group events. not for the team, but for our group events, is fantastic. So I hope you guys will join us. The last 2 games, we did the pregame shoot around, and then we did a post-game photo, group photo on the court after the Timberwolves game. Then we did the free throw contest after the Hornets game. So always a good time, man. Hope you guys can join us next year. Shout out King Matthews, always in here. King Matthews, appreciate it. D Nice, salute, never misses a show, man. Dude Rap, appreciate it. Checking in from Berlin. Vegan X out there in Australia, holding it down. Summertime in Australia. Shout out Johanny Monoton, checking in from France. Wayne Peoples, I see you, Wayne. How you feeling? Who else we got in here? King Katona, New Rope, stand up. Who else we got in here? Wash Heights, Villy Jimenez, Wash Heights, salute, man, salute, man. You should do some damage up in Wash Heights, man. You used to be out there running wild. Salute to Wash Heights. Who else we got in here? Yeah, man, great show. Radcliffe says CP shooting 40% from the free throw line. Actually worse, 33%. I'm 1 for 3 now. Ghetto Clownfish, how you feeling? Yeah, man, I was salty off of that free throw, man. Then the Knicks chick came in. She caught two attempts, ended up cashing in on her second one. So, ended up losing the bet there. But it is what it is. Yeah, Junior, I should have took the hat off, man. I should have took my time, man. They would rush me all the way, man. Rush me, man. Wasn't feeling that at all. CFA, excuses. Yeah, Vegan, I should have rechecked the ball, man. They gave it to me at my feet. Guy gave it to me at my feet, man. And I still almost knocked it down. That's Raph. Conditions were perfect. I should have rechecked, man. Anyway, it was a good time, though. Everybody that came through had a good time. A couple people made it. Jay Boogie, like I said, knocked it down, so good for him. Shout out I95 Bully. $5 super chat. He says, I'm not backing Tibbs or Julius. They both need to go, but it requires nuance. I'm 35. I don't care about no tomatoes. I eat them. Ren Jawa says, loving the young core and NYQ, keeps the ball moving. Walls and Jericho. Oh, I got that one. Appreciate it. Junior Karoma says, agreed, CP. Your take is on point, bro. Appreciate it, man. Haiku Homie. See, he's got bars today. He says, Julius Randle, he sat on a lit candle, hot fire bumper clots. The Haiku Homie. The Haiku Homie. Gamba the Bar, Gamba salute. He says, we got to keep Julius. He can handle New York, but more than anything, Obi will not become a better player. We got to move Obi and bring something back for him. We need a stretch 5 in the mix. So Gamba going off the... Okay, Gamba not afraid to go off the reservation. Okay. Miguel Santillion says, Randle seems like he wants to be here, but he has to reinvent himself. Work on his game, block out the noise, and just hoop. Junior Chrome again says, really strange to see RJ struggle like that today. He is the franchise. Even if he had won this game today, RJ playing well is what I really prefer. JT Riddick says, salute KFTV, salute CP. Absolutely, man. And I think I got everything else. Kenny Gale says, gotta love the out the playoffs playing for nothing. Let's start Burks anyway. Tibbs must be saying stuff he don't believe at this point. What's the best for the team is develop IQ further. Free Obi right now. Xavier from Florida says, this coach got to go. I get the unstable franchise thought, but this ain't it. He also says, thanks for allowing us to vent. Yeah, that's what we here for, man. That's what we here for. TM says, I've been practicing with Keith Smart. I've been practicing with Keith Smart, man. I'm telling you, if you check the slow-mo release, it looked good. From the slow-mo release, we were cooking, man. I'm trying to tell you right now. It just wasn't my night, man. Like we always say on this show, this wasn't my night, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll get them next year. You know, just get back in the lab. Just get back in the lab. Here he goes again. Look at that. Look at the flick of the wrist. Just off. It's all right, man. We'll get him next time. Either way, man, great show as usual. Support us. Support our sponsors, man. Go to manscaped.com. Enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping on your order. Manscaped just sent me some cool stuff, actually. I'll show you guys tomorrow. Show you guys what Manscaped sent me in the mail today. That was pretty dope to see. Shout out to Prizepicks. Go to prizepicks.com. Enter promo code KFTV. They will match your deposit up to $100. Please play responsibly. Will Sal can appreciate it. And remember, this show is available in audio podcast format. So if you miss it in video, you could always catch it on the podcast, on the road, in the Ubers, on the delivery truck, wherever you at, on the subway. Go ahead and tap in, man. Number one show for the fans by the fans. See you guys tomorrow, man. Let's continue the conversation as we roll into the off season. Another important off season for the orange and blue. But we will be here nevertheless. Who you guys got in the Final Four, man? Who do you have in the Final Four? You got the Duke-UNC matchup, which is obviously is going to be a blockbuster. Can Coach K get revenge? Duke lost the season closer to UNC. Hubert Davis, former Knick, coaching. A lot of implications, man. And then you got my team, Nova, taking on Kansas. Kansas always in the mix. Nova always in the mix. I think you're going to have a great slate of games tonight, and I'm looking forward to that one, man. Definitely looking forward to that. You got A.J. Griffin playing in the Duke game. You know, hey, let's see what happens here. Going to be a good one. I'm going to go with, I think Duke has been on this Cinderella run right now. They're trying to extend Coach K, closing season. And I thought they were going to get up out of here early in the tournament. I just didn't like how they finished the season, but they've been surprising. And Banchero, the tournament is where these NBA-ready prospects start to emerge, and Banchero is showing it right now. I think Duke gets out of it. I can never count out Nova. They're always the best coach team. Shout out to Jay Wright. They're always ready to go. I'm going Nova, Duke in the championship, and I think Nova takes it at that point, man. But we'll see you guys tomorrow. See what happens. See you guys tomorrow. We out of here, man. Peace.